They thought it was all over. The compound, a beacon of hope in a world gone dark, was teetering on the brink of collapse. For years, it had been a sanctuary, a place where survivors gathered to rebuild. But leadership faltered, resources dwindled, and a creeping despair began to poison the air. The walls that once felt like a shield now felt like a cage, and whispers of giving up grew louder every day. The Council of Elders, men who had led since the beginning, were out of ideas. Most people just kept their heads down, trying to survive one more day, convinced that the end was inevitable. It seemed like the story of their little civilization was about to come to a very quiet, very bleak end. But they hadn't counted on Elara. She wasn't a warrior or a politician. She had watched a slow decay, not with despair, but with a critical eye. While others saw empty storehouses, she saw fallow fields waiting for the right seeds. While others saw a dwindling population, she saw skilled hands sitting idle. She had spent months, even years, documenting everything. Every plant, every water source, every person's hidden talent. She had maps of forgotten irrigation channels and journals filled with crop rotation schedules that could triple their yield. She wasn't just growing plants, she was cultivating a plan. The day the main water pump failed was the breaking point. Panic erupted. The elders declared it a sign, the final nail in the coffin. But as they debated abandoning the compound, Elara walked into the council chamber. She wasn't loud or demanding. She simply unrolled a large hand-drawn map on the table. It showed a network of ancient aqueducts and reservoirs, long forgotten, that snaked beneath their very feet. She explained with calm and unshakable confidence how they could divert water, not just to fix the immediate problem, but to create a sustainable system for generations. The elders were stunned into silence. Here was a solution they had never even considered, presented by someone they had barely noticed. Her knowledge was undeniable. She took charge not by force, but by sheer competence. She organized teams, not based on old hierarchies, but on skill. The blacksmiths who had been mending fences were now forging new pump components. The weavers who had been patching clothes were now making durable filters from natural fibers. Elara was everywhere, not barking orders, but teaching, guiding, and working alongside them. Slowly, a new kind of hope began to sprout. It wasn't the desperate hope of just surviving another day, but the confident hope of building a future. Within a year, the compound was transformed. The fields were lush and green, the storehouses were overflowing, and the sound of laughter echoed through the pathways more often than arguments. The water flowed freely, and new workshops buzzed with activity. Alara never took a title. She didn't need one.